It has been a while. Welcome back to another show of the A&T podcast. Still working on the rebranding since we added a Z to the chat. So, we will definitely have to come out with something with that. If you guys think of anything, let us know. Maybe we can use it, maybe not. We'll see. Let me know what you're thinking. But, so, yep. Zach, how's it been? Oh, we're having
Sorry,
some.
I was just putting my headphones on. Um, it's been good.
Yep.
It's been pretty cold. Very cold actually, but it's been good. Like I'm sitting right here next to the window, and my toes and feet are pretty cold.
Yep.
But overall, it's been good. Good start. Good first 3 weeks of the year so far.
Nice, nice. That's right. Happy New Year to everybody, even though it's almost February. But hope everybody had a good holidays. Hope everybody had some good New Year's. Good New Year's so far. It's been good on my end too. Good, like you said. What 3 weeks of start of the year? Had a good time spent with the family. Gotta enjoy New Year's up in Wisconsin, so that was nice. Um, we had a birthday over the break. Mr.
Ooh.
Zach ends the year every year with a nice old celebration for himself.
I
Um,
mean, when your birthday falls on a holiday, you gotta take advantage of it.
hey, absolutely. I mean, I would
I'll,
too.
I'll always have the next day off. Well, most
Always.
of the time. Most of the
Yeah.
time, but I will always have the next day off.
Yeah. But and it's been a while, but we've reached double digits in subscribers. Thank you for everybody that is supporting. Even if you don't watch every single video, we do love the support. But kind of just kick things off with the sports world. And this Monday, we had a national championship crowned, which, if we go back to the last video, I believe somebody called a team going all the way and winning it, and his team came up short. Zach, I believe you picked Notre Dame, did you not?
Did I?
I thought you did. Maybe not.
I might have picked Notre Dame because of just their path was just if they beat Georgia, they were gonna. Or no, was it Texas they beat or was it Georgia?
No, it's Georgia.
It was Georgia. Yeah, I'm like if they beat Georgia, they're gonna go to their finals.
Yeah. I thought you
You
did.
know,
Maybe you didn't. I'll have to go back and look. Maybe insert it.
yeah,
But
yeah. I mean, I thought that the it's just the way that the path worked out. If they beat Georgia, they would win. I wasn't necessarily going for them personally. I didn't really care to see Notre Dame win because there's too many. There's Notre Dame is like the America's team and everything, and I don't know. I didn't care to see Notre Dame win, but either way, I thought the way that both teams got there, it was fun. Both of the semifinals were really good games. Um, so there's not much to even complain about that.
yeah. I think. Yeah, I'll have to go back to see who we picked. I don't think I wrote it down, but I almost swore that you said Notre Dame. But for those of you wondering, Tavius is not here with us today. He had something come up. We are looking to get him back on the podcast here shortly. So um, he's just out of intermission for right now. But going back to the college football playoffs, I enjoyed it. It was a good first year with the 12-team playoff. Your thoughts?
I thought it was good. It was. I was never a fan of the four-team playoff because there's some teams that have been snubbed over the years. Whether or not they deserved it's up for debate. But personally, I think there's been a lot of teams that have been snubbed, especially in recent years. But it's nice that there's more than just you know two or four teams competing for the title. Because I mean, and if you think about it, like this is like really like the only sport in NCAA that does this. where they would only select like the top four teams.
Hmm.
Like every other sport, they have basketball, baseball, 64 teams. Obviously, that's different. They can play more, but still. um, I thought the 12 team was fun. It was definitely a lot of fun. The home games that the teams got in the first round was a lot of fun to watch. Um, Overall, I think it worked great. The only thing I would change after everything would be give the top four teams the bye. Like the conference champions should definitely get I lost the word. Should definitely get a what's the word I'm
Not
looking
a
for?
buy, right?
Not a bye. Where they're automatically in a bid. They should get a bid
Oh, yeah,
automatically.
yeah, yeah.
But they shouldn't get a bye automatically. I mean, obviously, I didn't mind it this year because it was the first one. But after, and I was fine with the conference champs getting the bid or the bye earlier, like before it started. But even now, like after it's all done, I'm like, yeah, I think it should just be the top four teams who get a bye.
Yeah. So, in your opinion, who were the top four teams that would have gotten the bye?
Well, I mean, let's
I
look
mean,
at
obviously Oregon, right?
Oregon would have got it. Let me look at it. That's week 17. I'm gonna look at
I do
that.
agree with that, though. While you're looking that up, I do agree. I definitely think that I do like the buys. A lot of people were a little hesitant because of what happened to all teams that had the buy. I just think that that's on, and I'm probably gonna get backlash for this, but I think it's on coaching. I feel like you should treat it. You're gonna have a long break. You should treat the first week that you have off as like you're preparing for a game, and at the end have some sort of competition, so that way you still have that competition rolling instead of just giving your guys a bunch of like time off. And then the second week you can kind of really hone in on like recovery, like let's go, like we gotta do it that way. Um, I don't think that the buy is the problem. I just think the way that teams attacked it was, and who we had as the buys were also a problem. Um,
Yeah, I think I think this is the final uh, list for the regular season. They have or AP had Oregon, Georgia, Notre Dame, and Texas in the top four. So I mean, two of
yeah,
those teams did actually three of those teams did get a bye besides Notre Dame. So
yeah,
actually no, Texas didn't. My fault. Um, Oregon and Georgia got the bye, but I don't know. I thought it was fun. I wish Boise State made more of a run, but it's just because they were kind of an outlier school. Would have been cool to see. But can only wish for so much. And overall, I thought most of the games were pretty good.
yeah,
Obviously, you're going to have games that are 10, 20 point differentials, but
yeah,
that's how the world works. Not every
yeah.
game's not going to be within a field goal.
Yeah. I think I might have mentioned it last time we did this, but I, Ohio State at the beginning, I knew that they were the most dangerous team heading into this, just because of that loss to Michigan, and then kind of just waiting on that edge seat. Um, and I mean, they showed it. I mean, they didn't have a problem with anybody until Texas, maybe. I wouldn't even say that was a problem. Um, but I mean, they smoked through Tennessee, and I know I'm an SEC fan, I'm a Florida fan, but I mean, Ohio State was a very strong team this year. Also, and I'm sorry, Vols fans, but Tennessee was a mediocre team. They had a great season. They beat. They had some good wins, but they just didn't really shock me. They had a couple close games. I was definitely expecting that Florida Tennessee game to be a blowout Tennessee way, um, but it went into overtime, and that just I didn't see much from Tennessee. They didn't seem like they were a championship team. Ohio State going in there, I was expecting more of a game, but it wasn't. Texas almost losing to Arizona State. I was cheering for Arizona State there. And then Georgia just coming off of that bye week, and then running into Notre Dame, not playing with Carson Beck. I don't know if Carson Beck makes much of a difference there, but I mean, Notre Dame's defense showed up, showed out. They were one of the best defenses in the country. Ohio State had another defense that was the best in the country. So I thought it was, once the playoffs kind of started, I saw the collision course of Ohio State, Notre Dame. Um, the Penn State Notre Dame game did make me think a little bit, but then by the time kickoff was there, I was wanting Notre Dame to come and win, and I thought they were going to win. Penn State did keep it closer than what I expected, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, last Monday or this Monday that we just had, it was I was expecting a little better game than what we got until the very end. I was really rooting for Notre Dame. Ohio State, I mean, Notre Dame, in the first half, Notre Dame looked like they were shell-shocked. They didn't look like they were ready for the big stage, where Ohio State, on the other hand, they were ready to go. Notre Dame looked pretty good, just using Riley Leonard that whole first drive and just using him until he was exhausted. My thing is I don't know why they didn't continue to do that. They didn't have to carry the ball 9 times, but just maybe on second down and long, just QB power, just throwing off the defense, see if you can get a little positive yards just to start going in the right direction. And then they started doing that in the second half, so that's where it was kind of just tough to watch. Or it wasn't tough to watch then, but whenever they started doing it in the second half, they started coming back, started getting some momentum going. So just a little interesting on why they didn't use him a little more in the second half. I don't know if it was because he was tired or what, but I feel like it could have been a lot better game. I thought Notre Dame was a little better than what they showed in the first half and then showed it in the second half. But yeah, I think in the next probably 2-3 years, I think Notre Dame will definitely be back to the Natty. Ohio State could, depending on how they do in the offseason and with the transfer portal. Oregon could also pick up some good pieces. But Penn State's got a good chance of coming back. But yeah, Boise State with Genty leaving, I don't see them coming back for a while until they get another superstar, but we'll see. But yeah, it was a nice first year 12-team playoff. I thought they had the right teams in there. Seeding might have been just a little messed up, but I mean, first time doing it. It wasn't like we watched a huge blowout in the past couple years that we've seen. It ended up being a pretty close game. Notre Dame came back within 8 and then just gave up the big play with Jeremiah Smith, who is a dog. But that play was weird. I don't know if you saw that play. It looked like they disguised their coverage and they were going to have the safety run over to help out on Jeremiah Smith, but the slot receiver made the defender fall, so the safety stopped to cover him and then left the corner on an island. So I don't know, but it was just good ball, good catch, bad timing for Notre Dame, but they did hold them to a field goal. They just couldn't do anything at the end. But yeah, we'll see. Got a lot of hope for Florida next year. Got some good recruits. DJ's coming back. We had another transfer quarterback commit. Thought he was going to start over DJ. delusional. It's asked to leave, which is fine. But yeah, got a lot of hope for the Gators next year, uh, and we'll be at that Florida LSU game next year, and hopefully I'm gonna try to get to go down to Gainesville again. Maybe I'm thinking either the Texas or the Tennessee game, but we'll see. Um, but yeah, I'm ready for
Yeah.
2025 season already.
I think this might just be a little personal nitpick, but I feel like this playoff was so stretched out. Like the first round of games was the weekend before Christmas, and then it was nearly, and then it was a week and a half until the quarters, and then it was another week and a couple days until the semis, and then another week and a half until the natty. Like I feel like it should just be on the weekends, personally. And because like I was even like on Monday, I was like, oh yeah, the national championships tonight. I'm like, damn, this is obviously it's the first time doing 12 teams, so it's gonna feel later. But I'm just like, they should really just do these on the weekends. Like it should have been on Saturday,
Oh, I
in
agree.
my opinion.
These championship games being on a Monday is criminal.
Like I don't mind like the maybe maybe basketball. I don't mind because it's obviously it's a quicker game versus like football. I mean like the past national championship games have taken like 4 fucking hours to complete. This one I think stayed under that, but
Yeah.
that's just I don't know. That's just a little nitpick down. Just like I feel like it's dragged out too much. Do it on the weekends in a row, and it would have been done. Let's see, first round, quarter, semi. It would have been done 2 weeks ago, almost.
Yeah, and then they can sprinkle the bowl games in between, like throughout the week. But I think all
Exactly.
national championships, all world championships, whatever the NBA final, I think all, well, NBA finals is a little different because they play 7 games. But anything that is one game determines the winner should always be either on a Saturday or a Friday. I
Yeah,
think,
because that's where you're gonna get your biggest audience from.
yeah, I mean, nobody has to go to bed to go to work in the morning. Nobody has to do, like, I mean, you can just go to a bar and it just brings in business for everything and more viewers. So, I don't
Yeah.
know. My only critique about this is the 12 team playoff is one, well, two. One is seeding, and then two, I think second round should also be at home games. Um, I really enjoyed the home games this year, being in the cold, having teams come up and play in the elements. Um,
Hmm.
I think that's more of football instead of playing in these domed stadiums. Um, I've been saying that for a while, which I get it. Like it's benefits one team more than the other. Well, it's football. If you can't play both sides of the ball, then why are you competing for a national championship?
Agreed.
So I love I love how they have it out in Pasadena. The Rose Bowl is definitely on my bucket list. That place looks amazing. I want to go to one of those games. But yeah, I would think quarters or yeah, quarters and first round should be home games. Semis and championships should be in a dome or whatever. Even though I would love to have a championship game outside up in like Chicago or
Oh God.
I think that would be fun. I think it'd just be who's
It
gonna
would
come out and stick out in the elements. Like it's,
it would
but
definitely be interesting.
I get why they do it, and I don't know. I like outside stadiums. I've been to a couple, or I've probably only been to one indoor stadium, and that was in Iowa. And I don't know, just not a huge fan. But how's your team looking for next year, Zach?
Couldn't really tell you to be honest.
Looking pretty strong, finishing out the year, beating South Carolina. I was expecting South Carolina
You
to
were you were
beat them.
expecting them to roll them basically.
I was, and Illinois proved me wrong. Congratulations, Illinois. I have a special place in my heart for Illinois. I grew up there, but they've always sucked. So like I've never put any like faith in them. And then whenever we went to the game this past year against Purdue, they went into overtime with Purdue. Like, I was just like, this
Yeah,
is
that was definitely like the outlier game of the year, and that made like no sense.
right. But cool. Nationals champions, Ohio State Buckeyes. And I know that there's a big little, I don't know if it's a controversy, but I know Michigan's going to have their little say that would they beat them. But at the end of the day, Ohio State got the big trophy that they're the best team in college football. So
Yep.
we'll see. We'll see if they can do a repeat next year, unless the Florida Gators come in and beat them to the ground. We'll see. I can talk crazy right now because we don't have anything going on, but I hope that we get back to the conversation of Florida being good again. But
You will. One day.
hopefully before I die. But
Okay. The you
I'm just saying, I was a little too young whenever they had it, the first round, but now I can actually enjoy it. Alright, moving on to NFL. We got a pretty good weekend coming up. Commanders beating the Lions last week. The
which
Eagles.
was, I mean,
Go
sorry.
ahead.
I mean, the Commanders beating the Lions. I mean, that definitely shocked me a bit. I was expecting the Lions to. I mean, I knew that game was probably gonna be high scoring, but I didn't expect the Lions to just kind of, have a second quarter where the Commanders just take a commanding lead, pun intended. But I didn't expect that, and I was personally rooting for the Lions and Bills, but now I'm just like, all right, give me the Commanders and Bills. It's just
Really?
as
That's the Super Bowl matchup you want?
yeah. I don't want the Eagles
Wow.
and Chiefs again. I mean, I wouldn't mind the Eagles and Bills, but
That's fine.
the most appealing Super Bowl to me is the Commanders and Bills. Like it's two teams that haven't been there in a while to the actual Super Bowl.
Give me the number 2 teams playing for the number 1 spot in the NFL. I was not expecting the Commanders to go out there and do what they did. I was very shocked. Eagles, I wasn't shocked about. I mean, the way that they've been playing has been outrageous. Uh, Chiefs, didn't really watch much of that game. Kind of figured that the Chiefs were going to win that one. And then the Bills, I was expecting a good game, and that's what we got. I was talking to somebody earlier today, and there are 3 teams that I want to win a Super Bowl in like the next 5 years, and it's the Bills, the Ravens, and the Eagles. I like all of their quarterbacks. I like all of their teams, kind of just like culture behind them all. I really want to see Lamar win one. I really want to see Allen win one, and I really want to see Saquon and um, Hurts win one. But yeah, I think
I definitely want to see them all win one. It's just at this point in time, it's like it's a new matchup that can happen. That's why I'm
oh
kind
yeah,
of like, let's do something like that.
yeah. No, and I get that. Jaden Daniels is an amazing quarterback, but as much as I think it would be cool to see the Commanders and him go into the Super Bowl, I also just want to see the Eagles and Bills match up and just let them just heavyweight fight it.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. We got what? Are they on the same day? Yeah.
Yeah, there's Sunday.
Yeah. So, which I always figured that it would be Saturday and then Sunday, but well, I don't know. I don't want to see a Chiefs repeat, a
I
three-peat.
don't either.
I really don't. I mean, I like Mahomes. I like the way that he plays, but I don't know. I don't want to see them in it. I'd like to see the Bills, and I would like to see the Eagles. You would like to see the Bills, and you would like to see the Commanders. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't care to have
Chiefs,
another Chiefs and this
Eagles.
the Chiefs being there again. It's just not something I want to do personally.
Yeah, which I understand that, but we'll see. Now on to bigger news. Zach, how we feeling about the Bears?
I mean,
Ben Johnson, savior?
I don't know about Savior, but it's definitely fun to think about.
Yeah, I think it's going to help with your guys' offense. And I say your guys', but deep down, I guess I still am a Bears fan. Um, I think it is going to help out with the offense a little bit. Defense is where I'm worried. I also saw that there is a curse on the Bears. Did you know about
uh,
this?
I mean, is it the curse of the double doink? Because it sounds right.
No, before that. Way before that. Did you know that the Bears used to have cheerleaders?
They used to have cheerleaders.
Yeah, they were called the Honey Bears.
Huh.
And apparently, if I got this right, somebody can fact check me. But whenever they switched ownership, the new owners took them away, and ever since that they took the Honey Bears away, the Bears haven't been playing well or won anything since.
Interesting.
Yeah. Again, something that I just saw. It was like a clip for on NFL Network, so could be missing pieces there, but that's what I got. So that's the easy fix for the Bears. Just bring back the Honey Bears, and they'll start winning again. But no, I was rooting for Mike Vrabel to come to Chicago. If that would have happened, I would have bought a Bears sweatshirt instantly. Um, but we'll see. It does say a lot about the Lions, though, losing both their offensive and defensive coordinator. So we'll see if both coordinators can take some losing programs and turn them around to be at least 500 or better, and could do what the Commanders did and make it all the way to the semis. So
Yeah, I mean, I can. It's possible. I can definitely see it happening, but it just all depends.
not for the
A lot
Bears.
of things.
I'm sorry, I'm not on the Bears fan. I'm not on the Bears train yet. They have to do a lot more to get me back on that thing, but
Oh, trust me,
uh,
I know. It's
we'll
it,
see.
it's like that every year, and it's just like fuck.
Yeah, that's
But,
I like I said, I used to be a Bears fan. I used to, and then I started understanding football, and I was like, these guys don't understand football. So why would I root for a team that doesn't want to win? They almost got me. They almost did, getting all these off-season pieces last year, and then deciding they wanted to go a different route with the quarterback. So that's all right. Caleb Williams he's good. He's only going to get better, and hopefully the Bears can right the ship. But as of right now, I still stand where I stand, and I'll let you know whenever it changes. Do want to go to a Bears game, maybe next year. So we'll see. But exciting weekend for football. This is going to be what we got this weekend, and then the Super Bowl, and then that's it for football until XFL starts up.
yeah,
So
man, it's the UFL now, but and
you're right.
that's in
UFL.
March
Yeah,
or April, something like that.
something like that. Also, don't know if you saw this, but we both went to University of Elmhurst, which plays in the CCIW Division III football. The North Central Cardinals won the national championship over Mount Union this year. Um, and Luke Lennon, the quarterback for North Central, has signed with a UFL team. So
Did he really? I didn't know
I
that.
saw that. Yeah, I saw that he did. So we'll see
Awesome.
if he can make that step up. I know Zach can speak more on the baseball side of things, but he was a two-sport athlete, and I heard that he was really good at baseball, and he was pretty good at football. Is that true?
I had to look him up in baseball because I don't think I ever played against him because he's probably wasn't our age group, but
Gotcha. But I know that he played both ways, or both sports. I heard that he was really good at baseball. I knew that he was pretty good at football. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how he does. I think he's on the Defenders. Maybe not. Renegades? Maybe the Renegades. I don't know. But we'll see how he does there and see if he would still be eligible for the 2025 draft if any teams were looking to take him. So somebody to look into, two-time Goulardi winner. And I don't know if he's won 2 national championships with the North Central in football, but he does have one.
who would you say it was again? I'm sorry.
Luke Lennon.
Okay. I did play against him the one year.
I think that he would have been a freshman
He
whenever
would
we
have
were
been a
seniors.
freshman. All right, so I know I faced him then because he was the pitcher. So let's see if I'm gonna scroll. I'm gonna go find these games 'cause I'm just curious if I got hit off them. Let's see. Pitching statistics. Where are you?
Well, while he's looking that up, but we wish him the best. Go out and support the CCIW. He's been a crazy athlete all around. Originally from Chatham. That's pretty close to where I grew up, so rooting for you for Central Illinois. But yeah, best of luck to him. I know that North Central has created a couple NFL prospects. Don't know if they've made it all the way into the league and had a steady career. I know a couple of them are playing football overseas. But yeah, we'll have to see how he does. And like I said, wish nothing but the best.
Indeed. It's cool to see, honestly.
hmm But other than that, NFL news, nothing else other than playoffs coming up. We'll see how the Bills take on the Chiefs. See if the Bills can slide a little money to the refs. See if they can get those. They can make it an even game. It's just a joke. And then we'll see if the Eagles can tame the red hot Commanders. But also we'll see if the Commanders can stop the absolute house at running back, Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, that's gonna be the thing right there. That'll be interesting to see if they can do that.
But hopefully next week we will meet up again on Thursday to kind of just talk what we saw over the weekend and go from there. But did you find it yet, Zach?
I did. I didn't see any. He played center field or outfield during those games, but he didn't pitch against us, unfortunately, which is a shame because that was my best series of the year. I went bad like 350 that series.
Cheese.
Yeah.
You guys want some baseball tips? You know who to hit up.
Yeah. 2-time men's league champ.
2 times. Back to back?
Yeah, back to back.
On a heater. 3-peat?
Let's hope. Yeah. Here's our ring for the first year. We haven't gotten the ring for the second year yet.
Got that hardware.
Yeah, it's fun because I mean you get to play at a bunch of independent league stadiums. Boomer Stadium, which is in Schaumburg in Illinois. It's fun. I've hit 4 home runs in that stadium now, so it's fun. It's a lot of fun to play in stadiums like that. And I mean, sure you're not getting a lot of people there, but it's just fun to keep playing.
Yeah. I know I need to get into some men's basketball leagues. Start bringing in some championships.
You should.
Maybe. We'll have to see. Maybe I'll have to move back up to Chicago. We can get a team together. But speaking of basketball, that was perfectly timing without even trying. We're going to roll right into the NBA. Got some games going on right now. Zach, I don't know if you're keeping tabs on the Bulls.
They've been doing average per usual,
Yeah.
so they're just straight up mid. There's nothing else to say about that.
Yeah.
They've had the same record at this point in the last 2 years, like literally almost identical records the last 3 years at this exact point in the year. So I mean, it's just mid.
Yeah. I know my boy Billy needs to get the Bulls rolling. Looks like they played tonight against Golden State. Big game tonight for Los Angeles and Boston, that rivalry. Um, and then, let's see, that's about it. Milwaukee and Miami. Miami's playing a little sit down Jimmy, play Jimmy, sit down Jimmy. So we'll see. I'm interested to see where Jimmy ends up. Um, Dallas with Luka being out, Kyrie trying to step in, the whole team trying to just play team ball. Oklahoma City, who's a hot team right now with their young core. Um, Orlando, Portland, don't really know too much about those two teams, but Toronto and Atlanta, I know that Trae Young has been playing pretty decent here lately. I know he's had some crazy shots, but and then lastly, San Antonio and the Pacers are playing in Paris, back in Wemby's old gym that he used to play in, which is kind of crazy because I am located in downtown Indy, so a lot of Indy fans are kind of like, hey, why are we not being able to see Wemby here? But, I mean, it's pretty cool that they're it seems like they're trying to do a little more worldwide stuff, kind of like the NFL, where they have a couple places where they play in Mexico, Belgium, all sorts of stuff. So it's pretty cool to see. Still, I mean, we're probably still early in the season, close to getting to the middle of the season for NBA. A lot of trade deadline moves coming up. We'll see if the Lakers try to get somebody big. We'll see who all moves around. I need to check in on that Kings Denver game. That one's probably a good one. But yeah, we'll see. Haven't watched too much in NBA this year so far, just because football's kind of been overflowing with it, especially college. So now that college is over, I'll have more time. I'll probably eat and watch some of these games after we're done, and probably catch a little bit of the Boston and Los Angeles game. But we'll see. We will see. You got anything for NBA?
No, I got nothing.
That's fine. Let's move on to something I can brag about.
Which is
Drum roll, please. College basketball, baby. Let's go. Who's the number 5 team in the country? The Gators. Who beat the number 1 team by 30? The Gators. I mean,
who lost to an unranked team? The Gators.
the Gators. All right. Who else has lost to an unranked team?
Illinois.
Illinois. But you guys did beat the team that beat us, so that I can't say much.
So that means we're better than you.
Well, and we almost lost last night, but we came back.
Who
But
was it
I'm
against?
South Carolina, who is currently 0-6 in the SEC, which is kind of crazy. They have had, I think their last 4 games, 3 of them have been within 5 points, and we beat them by 1. We were down by 14 and muscled back, so just crazy. But we're still number 5 team in the country, and without losing yesterday, let's go ahead and take a look at it. Will Richard drove it to the left, high off the glass, made it. If he would have missed, we had 2 of our centers that were right there to put it in regardless. Then South Carolina dribbled down the court, launched it from right inside half court, thought it was going in, hit the rim, bounced out. We came out victorious. That Missouri team is sneaky, I will say. They are a good, scrappy group. the SEC right now in basketball is kind of crazy. Um, I think what, four of the, yeah, no, two, what in the world? Get out of here. ESPN, why are you doing this? Auburn, Alabama, Florida. So 3 teams in the top 5. Tennessee will probably make its way up there. Duke, I've said before Duke even, or before we even started, I said that Duke was going to be a dangerous team. Um, but yeah, we're looking pretty good, pretty good. Purdue's going to be going down because they just lost to Ohio State. Florida, I think, has Georgia next on Saturday. Illinois is playing Maryland right now. I think that they're down early, but as long as they take care of business, and Ole Miss lost, so they should move up. They lost 2 games, so they should bump up quite a bit. How you guys are not over Oregon right now is kind of crazy.
We did. Well, we did. Didn't we? Did lose Oregon, I think.
No, I thought you guys smacked them.
Did we? Maybe we did.
Yeah.
Oh, let me look.
I think you guys smacked them, and then yeah, you guys beat them 109 to 77.
Oh yeah, we did smack them.
Yeah, so I don't know how you guys are below Oregon right now. But this matchup right here, this Tennessee-Auburn matchup, that's going to be a crazy matchup this weekend. But it is nice to see a Florida team in the top 5, I will say. It is nice to brag about it, Florida, a little bit. But Illinois seems like they're a strong team. I know they have that freshman who's pretty good. Have you watched much Illinois?
When I can. I mean, it's kind of annoying to have to pull it up on, streaming sites, but since I don't have YouTube TV anymore, but it's when I can. I know, a big rip. And then I'm almost wanting to buy I think for March Madness I'm probably gonna buy the sports package for the month because I did Sling TV because it's like much cheaper. So I might add like the extra 10 or $20 for March just to do March Madness.
Yeah.
Because that'll be worth it. The one thing I will miss from YouTube TV though is the quad cast. Yeah. That was sick to do for YouTube TV when they did that. But
Courtney can't stand it.
I love it, dude.
She said there's just so much going on, and I'm like, it's fine.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Like it's perfect for March Madness. It's like it's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Good idea by them. But yeah, we'll see. I'm very excited for college basketball. I know that we are we're like halfway through.
Well, we're getting into the grind of conference season now.
Yeah, which is the most exciting part. I'm trying to look into going to the SEC tournament. If you or Tavius want to go, that's up to you guys. But I know that you said something about Big Tens and Indy, so might have to substitute that one. But Nashville,
especially because you wouldn't have to go anywhere, and you don't have to pay for a hotel and stuff.
Yeah, but Nashville.
I know, Nashville, SEC.
Excuse me. Yeah, we went. I want to say 2 years ago. It just happened to be on spring break, and we went down, and it was crazy. We didn't actually go into the game, but we were just at the bars, and just the amount of SEC fans that were there, and after the games. In Nashville? Yeah. And then after the games, everybody just goes out, and if your team wins, you're definitely going to the bar and rowdying up. And that year was funny. I'll tell you a little story before we go. That year was funny. So I drove all the way down from Chicago, I believe. It was either Chicago or my house. Um, and I got all my Florida stuff because I know that the tournament's going on. And I get there, I parked, and as I'm walking on to the elevator at the hotel, Mississippi State fans are walking off. Well, on my way down, I was watching the Florida game. Guess who they played? Mississippi
Mississippi
State.
State.
And guess who won?
Mississippi
Mississippi
State.
State. So as I'm going on, and as we pass each other, they look at my sweatshirt, they look at my backpack and everything, and they just laugh at my face. And I said, "Yeah, I know." And I just walked onto the elevator, shut the door. I didn't want anybody on there with me, and I went straight up to the room. I was like, "It's whatever." Did I go back out and wear my Florida stuff? Absolutely. But
Well, yeah, you can't just rep your team and then not rep them when
no,
they lose.
no.
It's like
I will
it's like
say. Sorry, go ahead.
it's like me with the White Sox.
Yeah, but I mean, I hope that we will never be the worst team in a league and make history of being the worst team.
uh,
But no, I do think. I mean, I've been so caught up with like playing sports and like coaching sports and stuff that I have never really experienced the spectator life, I guess, or like the atmosphere around it. But I just thought it was really cool, like just seeing like how many people that support other teams are there at like Nashville. Like whenever we came up from the Florida LSU game, like the Titans played the Vikings, and whenever we ate,
a
like
lot of Vikings people.
a lot of Vikings, and I was just like, that's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm interested to see how the LSU Florida game next year is, and I might have to buy a plain purple sweatshirt just so that I can leave there alive. But we'll see. But got anything else, Zach?
No, I got nothing else.
There's a big event coming up here in Indy. Zach is most likely making his way over to.
Not most likely, it's confirmed.
It's confirmed.
I will be there next weekend. Royal Rumble time should be fun.
Should be.
I've been
Are
to
you
one
driving
Royal.
up? When are you driving over?
We're driving over Saturday morning, slash early afternoon, and then Tommy wants to drive back because he works the next day or the next night, so he just wants to get back to sleep. So I'm like, all right, well, you're driving the night part if I drive the day part. So um, we thought I
You
was
guys should
looking at
flip that.
probably honestly.
If he
Um,
wants to sleep, yeah, I would flip that.
I was I was contemplating staying somewhere on like the outskirts, maybe like that would have been like 20, 25 minutes away from the stadium. But he, he was like, I just got to drive. I'm like, all right, well, that's $100 something saved right there, maybe. So,
You guys probably
um,
could have crashed here.
I mean, sure, but
We
I'm
have a
not
whole
gonna.
extra room.
That is true.
You guys would have just had to share a bed.
That's fine. There's also the floor. I have another air mattress. I know you have
No,
an air
you
mattress.
said that's fine. You said that's fine. Gotcha. Caught him in 4K.
But no, it's gonna be fun. I've never been to Lucas Oil Stadium. Obviously, we
Me
passed
neither.
it. We passed it at what through 2 in the morning
Yeah.
when we dropped you off. But other than that, I've never been there. I've seen it from afar, um, and especially going to a wrestling event like that because that's like one of like the biggest events of the year is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
The the
I
previous one
know.
um, I went to a Royal Rumble 3 years ago in St. Louis at the Dome, um, and it was arguably probably one of the worst Rumbles of all time, unfortunately. So I'm hoping I have high expectations for this one, especially the people who have already been announced, and especially with how good the product, like the stories and everything has been lately. Like both Tommy and I are super pumped for this.
Yeah. I'm uh I'm excited to see the crowd that it brings. I'll probably definitely like drive around downtown whenever it's going on.
That entire weekend should, I mean, I think, because I want to say that SmackDown is also there that Friday night and where the Pacers play. If I could be wrong. Let's see.
Gainbridge.
Yeah. Let's see.
But yeah, I would probably drive around that night just to see what's going on. I've driven around whenever I think Morgan Wallen played there, and um, they've had like other concerts there and
I'm
stuff. So
sure it was
it gets
ridiculous
pretty
when
cool.
I'm sure it was ridiculous when Taylor Swift was there.
I think I was working that weekend. I don't think I
Lucky you. I'm sure it was
was
packed
ever. Yeah, I
everywhere.
probably wouldn't have even been able to go downtown.
Well,
But
let's see. Um, Yep, the SmackDown is at Gamebridge the night before, so there's already going
nice.
to be because I'm sure there's people who are going to both events.
Yeah, cool. Well, we'll have to see. You guys will have to let me know whenever you guys are in town. We'll probably have to grab like lunch or something. Um,
Oh
but
yeah,
yeah, we'll see. We'll talk to you before then, and I'll be on next Thursday. Talk a little more on what happened during the weekend, what's going on this week. If you're free, you can always hop on, and we'll see if Tavius can get on too. But that's
yeah.
another
Hopefully,
that's another episode of the A&T podcast. Probably going to start changing it to the A&Z podcast if Tavius never comes back on. But I'm Aiden,
I'm Zach.
and thanks for watching. Catch you out on the next one. Peace.
See y'all.